If you think painting landscapes in watercolor takes forever, you're going to love this. I'm making bold, abstract landscape in just 3 easy steps with watercolor, wax pastels, and pencils. It's quick, it's loose, it's all about texture and the freedom to use your materials in ways that you never thought of. So let's jump right in and have some fun making marks. Okay, so for pencils today, we've got the brown ochre, the green shadow, and the Solway blue, and just a regular, that's not the right one, 6B pencil. And these are Derwent drawing pencils. We're also going to use our Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2s. And for watercolor, we're going to use our Schmincke Ultramarine English Red and Yellow Ochre, and maybe some black. Maybe. We'll see. But let's get started. I've been starting off usually with some bold pencil marks. That's not going to change. We're still going to do that. But I thought we'd add in, let's see what happens if we add some colored pencils to the beginning part as well. I'm working on the Paul Rubens hot press paper 5x7. I like this paper. It's pretty smooth. So let's start off with some of this brown ochre. Let's see what we get. I think this will be a fun way to add marks. I don't believe these are water soluble, so they should stay pretty well. I'm just gonna kind of make some marks through here. I'm gonna do this in 3 easy steps, starting with the pencils, then watercolor, and then we'll go over some Caran d'Ache. This is a little green shadow. That's pretty. Let's see what happens if we erase a little bit. Okay, let's come in with our eraser. Kind of erase some marks. Give it a little bit more. Ooh, that's fun. They do erase well. I like these like white marks that are coming through here. Sort of breaking up the shapes a little bit. It gives them a little bit more character, I think. Okay, so let's come in with some of this blue, with Solway blue. I don't use a lot of color pencils in my work. I used them a little bit when I was doing the gouache, which we need to get back to, the gouache. So I've been trying to think about how I could add them into my workflow here and see what we can get. They don't come, I only have the 12 set, so these are the colors. I don't think I need more than that. Well, I love color, so I'm never sure like how much I will use things like colored pencils, because it just doesn't really occur to me to use them, because I'm more of a, ooh, that's fun. I'm going to try not to cover all this up, but you know that probably won't happen. If you've been here for a minute, you know that my marks get covered up very quickly. As I always say, taking away is as important as putting down. Sort of painting in with this eraser a little bit, if you will. So yeah, we're just making some marks. I'm gonna put down just a few more layered over top of this, and then we'll start painting with watercolor. I want you guys to see how easy it is to make simple marks with impact, and how you can create things that you just want to create for the sake of creating. You don't have to have a master plan. You don't have to sketch first. I never do. You just make marks and then you have fun. Okay, let's start with some watercolor. Okay, I am going to put down just a few with my Crayola crayon here. Just a few resist marks to kind of, I want to see how that reacts over over the colored pencil a little bit. Just a few. Okay, so we're gonna spritz down our paper a little bit with some spray water. Um, we've got our watercolor here, ultramarine, in almost like I can grow about a tea texture there. Maybe milk, maybe a milk texture. We're just gonna start making some marks. So I just wanna bring this through here. I'm gonna try to work pretty light today. I don't think I wanna bring in the colors too fast, but we're just gonna make some lovely washes. I think I wanna add just a little bit of this English red in here, just a little bit. I wonder if it was gonna, I thought it was gonna be like a little bit more. I was kind of hoping it would make like a little bit more purpley sky. It kind of did up here as I just took it off. Okay, we're gonna stop there. We need to do something down here. Okay, I'm gonna come in with a bit of a sort of green gold color here. I'm just gonna bring it through. It's a little thicker than I thought it was gonna be. Need to water that down a little bit. I do like that mark though. Maybe it doesn't need to be. I'm gonna leave that mark because it's very pretty. Sometimes we do things, we don't know why we do them. Okay, I want to get like a sort of a more brown color, gray brown color. Okay, this should be fun. This is the ultramarine mixed with the English red. Kind of give us this sort of almost brownish, rich tone through there. Let's get a little bit more color. A little bit more. Let's come in with the color shaper. Let's see what happens if we bring this through here a little bit. Do we like that? I kind of like that. I like the wax resist that we got going on there. That's really cool. Bring some more of that color in. If you haven't tried painting with your color shaper watercolor, you should do that. It's a really fun way to mix these colors together. It gives you different marks than your paintbrush. Makes you paint in a more loose way. Just a tip. Let's come in with a little bit of palette knife. Scrape back in a little bit. If you are new here and you're liking this so far, please hit that subscribe button and the like button. I'd love for you to come join us more often. I think I messed that up. I got some weirdness going on up there. Let's add another layer of blue. Okay, let's spritz the paper down a little bit. I mixed up a little bit of the ultramarine with the vine black. And that's not enough color. We need more color than that. We need a thicker color than that. I'm not trying to remove it. I'm just trying to add another layer. I got some blooms going on there, and I don't really like blooms. Not a bloom fan. Although I did like what was going on there. We might need just a little more ultramarine here at the bottom. Like maybe just a little line of it coming through here. Just to kind of give us some difference. Okay, we're gonna let this dry. Okay, so I think what I want to do now is bring in some of this yellow ochre to kind of mimic what we've got going on there. I like this line right through here, but I think I want it to be more. Ooh, that did something. That immediately brightened that up. That was awesome. Okay, let's put some marks through here. And I can see that a little bit of our pencil is kind of acting a little bit like a resist. I'm gonna scrape back in here. It's kind of hard to see. It's not very apparent, not crazy. Oh, but I like that line. I like that mark. I like that green. kind of want to bring it this way a little bit. We need something else down here. Okay, so I mixed up a little bit of the ochre with some peach stone black from Schmincke. And I think I just want to bring like a bit through here. Like make a line like through here and then something like that maybe. That doesn't really make much sense. Okay, I think I like that. I like making greens with black. Mixing yellow and black together gives you like the best greens. I don't care what anybody says. It's my favorite. You just can't make a green that's as good as that without black. Although people will tell you not to use black. But we proved that in the last video. That is just a misnomer and a myth that we don't like. At least I don't like. Okay, I'm going to let this dry, and then we'll come back in with some Caran d'Ache. So usually when we come in with the Caran d'Ache, I usually try to make it more of a highlight. We just kind of want to bring the colors out a little bit. Although this umber is not going to be a highlight, but I kind of like that color, so we're going to pull that one out. Here we have the gray, light gray, this orange color, white, and this is the light olive. And this is in the, I do believe this is a 24 set of Caran d'Ache. So let's think about what we want to do. Let's start with the blue first. So I know where I want to put that. I just want to come in and add some marks up to the sky. Now my goal here is not to cover up what we've already done. It's just to enhance it a little bit, give it a little bit more va-va-voom maybe. If you decide that you put a mark down with the Caran d'Ache and you don't like it, you can just wet it down and dab it up, and usually it goes away. Sometimes it's not as easy as that. But I just kind of want to bring some marks through the sky a little bit, just to kind of give it a little bit more something. Probably not going to use a lot of white today. I am loving this green right now. I think I want to sort of highlight just a little bit of this color coming through here. Just to add some little pops of color. Trying to cover up our whites. We don't want to do that, but I love it with, oh, look how good that is with the, it's really good color with the orange. Neat. I'm liking it over there. And when I do this, I usually also try to put down like 3 spots of color. So here we have 1, 2, 3. I try to space them out too so that they kind of lead your eye. And even just something a little bit like that will work. Let's come in with this orange. Immediately, I kind of want to do it line with some marks through here. And we don't, remember we need to also vary our mark making. We don't want all of our marks to be the same. So I'm going to come back in with a little bit of scratching. I like this part over here where it's kind of like, we might even can make that darker. Let me see if I can make that darker. Okay, yeah, I like that. I like this little bit through here too. These little, this little shadow right through here, whatever that is. I think that's cool. So we're gonna add a little marks through there. Okay, more orange. Let's see. Let's bring another line of just color coming through here. And it doesn't have to be crazy bold, you know? It can be as subtle as you want it to be, if that's your thing. Bold marks are usually more fun, though. Remember, we're just enhancing. We're not covering up. We need something down here. Okay, so this is just an old stamp that I have. It needs to be cleaned. It's desperately dirty. We're going to get our Caran d'Ache umber wet. And we're just going to scribble over the stamp. And we're going to stamp it down here at the bottom. I knew there was a reason I got this crayon out. Just kind of pick where you want it, and I usually start pretty small. You're kind of going in a little blind because it's kind of hard to tell where you put the color. But a little bit goes a long way. We don't want to, again, we're just trying to enhance. We're not trying to cover up. And I think I like that just a little. Well, maybe some. I might need some over here. I lied. There we go. Now I'm feeling it. It kind of just stopped there and it didn't really do anything. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry and then we're going to come back and take another look at it. I need a little bit more of this umber color and some spots. I want to come in with this is the Prussian blue. Is that going to be too blue? That might be too blue. Do I have an ultramarine? I kind of felt like I wanted to put like some darker marks through here, just more blue. Let's come in with our small oval brush. Let me clean this off and make sure it's not got another color on it. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, that's too much water. It's almost a damp brush. I just wanted to bring in a little bit of brightness, darkness, don't know. Just a little bit of something, a little pop. I'm not sure if I like it though. Yeah, I think it's good. Maybe a little bit through, oh, maybe not that. Okay, that was not the mark I wanted to make, but that's okay. We'll let it do its thing. Let's bring it down. Trying to figure out, well, I don't really want more of that color anywhere. I'm gonna break my own rule, which is another point. Break your rules. You don't have to do, you can do whatever you want. Like, honestly, it's your painting. Don't ever let anybody tell you how to paint. Do it what you want. Make it your own. Oh, that's better. I see, I like this better with the marks coming down a little bit. Kind of changes, I know it's subtle, but it kind of changes that area, makes it look more robust, I think. Okay, anything else? Do we want to add marks? I think we need some marks. So another technique that I use a lot is deli paper and rubbing the Caran d'Ache Neocolor 2s on the deli paper to make something dark like that. And then we're going to take our palette knife and we're just going to make some marks through here. So this is something that I do on almost every painting, because I really like the effect of it. Caran d'Aches are amazing, but it's hard to get like a solid, a thin line. So this is almost like using your own DIY carbon paper. Just sort of add some marks to the piece. Just wherever you feel like it. Like, I always like to create some sort of movement so it feels like they're just subtle lines that kind of cue your eye where to look almost. Just to give some difference and make it your own, right? I mean, these are your marks. There is no real rhyme or reason to my mark making. And if you are nervous about just doing this on your finished piece, go ahead and get out your sketchbook and just try it and see how that works for you before you put down marks. But I promise you, you can't mess it up. And you can use any color. I just prefer black. I've done white before. I've done ochre before. I've done pretty much every color that you could possibly make. But yeah, let's put one more mark through here. I feel like sometimes it's like giving shape where there is no shape. You know what I mean? Like we're making empty, like what is that? That might be something, I don't know. Okay, I think this one's done. It feels done to me. Let's take a look at it with a mat. Okay, so here it is with the mat. I like this piece. I like a lot of what's going on here. So this was our 3 steps that we made to make this mixed media watercolor. We started off with some pencils and some marks. We put down some washes, and then we put down some Caran d'Ache. Super easy. Anyone can do this. You can do this, guys. Just start making marks and just start making. Like, it's not hard. You can do it. So I really like the black lines, and I like how the watercolor came through here. I did cover up some of the marks that we made with the pencil, but that's okay. You know, that happens. The pencil layer is just the first layer. Some of it's going to show through, and you're just not going to be able to see it, like right through here. That's pencil through there. But don't let that discourage you, and don't be afraid to cover up those marks, because the first marks you lay down are not the important ones. They build up the layers to the rest of the painting. So I really like the white that we put through here. I love the black marks right here. I think those are really fabulous. I like the stamp. I like the crayon resist, which is one of my favorite techniques. I love having these just sort of random white spaces show up, because I'm really bad about preserving my whites in my work, which is, oh, I did a pretty good job on this one, I'm not gonna lie. I really love this color that we put through here and up here, and that sort of pinky brown color that we put through here is really nice. I think there are good lines going through here that we can lead us through the painting this way, this way, this way, and back. So you really want to create this tension and back and forth. Vary your line making so that we have thick lines, we have skinny lines, we have jagged lines. We've got different shapes. So really, in terms of making landscapes, don't think about it as, you know, this is the grass, this is the sky. Just think of it, I'm going to make this shape, I'm going to make that shape, I'm going to make this shape. And eventually you'll have something that turns out very abstract, but can still be recognized as maybe a landscape, ish. But again, experiment with your materials. Create something that you love, or hate, actually. If you hate it, that's sometimes better too. I don't know. Anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe. Click over here to see the next video, either way. And I will see you in a few days with another video. Thanks so much. Bye.